What madness is this?
So, today's video is kind of a fun one. Another thing that happened over the weekend. Ukraine sent Russian drivers with semi-trucks into Russia. And then they withdrew or opened the top of the container. And out flew hundreds of drones. There's a lot of drones. I don't know exactly how many drones. I'm not sure if it was like many hundreds, but it was like a good amount of drones, a couple hundred drones. And they flew to Russian air base and blew up a bunch of their bombers. Like, they're saying it's like a third of their fucking bombers and shit. And like, man, that's wild. Like, this has massive ramifications in all sorts of areas, right? This means that small countries are kind of players on the stage. This shit was done cheap. Like, these drones were like $2,000 each. Like, they got the trucks, probably paid the drivers, the drones, the whole fucking shebang bang. They probably did it for the price of like one of those jets they destroyed. And they destroyed anywhere from 10 to 40 of them. Like, everybody's bitching about the numbers, but a bunch of them, like a lot of them. Enough of them, like enough of them to make a fucking statement. We got drones, bitch. Like, and they recorded this shit and posted it online. And I'm like, this is wild. Like, that's kind of a show of force too. Learn that from Hamas, you know? Blow up all these planes, film the shit, put it online. That's embarrassing for Russia. It really shows the small countries, hey man, for not a big investment, you can really fuck up some of these countries you don't like. So, that's interesting. I think that now the technology is going to have to become like people can go low techie tech now. And we got to come up with like higher techie tech stuff to deal with the low techie tech stuff. Like, that's kind of crazy. It's not like we go, oh, they're using drones? Okay, well, we'll just get dogs. Like, it's not like it's that fucking simple. Like, yeah, it's low tech, but you need some high tech shit to deal with that. So, that's interesting. And then, of course, we had the whole drone scare not too long ago. Everybody remember that? That was last year. It's not that far into this year yet. I mean, we're almost halfway through, but shit. That shit was just last year. We had drones everywhere. It's kind of scary now. Like, I don't know, man. This shit's crazy. Like, you want to know what it reminded me of? I'm sitting there watching the video, and it reminded me of the movie Toys. And you see the movie Toys. Robin Williams was in it. The guy that was Dumbledore after the second Dumbledore, he was in it. Bunch of really good actors in it. Really, I loved it. I watched it when I was a kid, and honestly, I mean, as an adult, it's pretty goofy, but like, it's still good. Like, I think it's still really good because it was made back in the day when you could make a goofy movie and then have like deep, touching moments in it. And it played. And Robin Williams is great. So, you know, whatever. Reminds me of that movie. In that movie, guy owns toy factory, right? He's old. He's got a son, but he's retarded. Robin Williams. So we can't leave it to him. So when the old man dies, he leaves the toy factory to his brother, who is a 3-star general in the U.S. military. And so he's got a toy factory now that he owns. And he's like, the fuck do I do with this? So he's going to FAO Schwartz and other toy stores and walking around looking at toys, you know, doing recon. And like he sees all these kids playing these video games where they're blowing up tanks and war games and stuff like that. And he's like, And so he decides to make a bunch of drones in the toy factory. And he makes a bunch of video games. And he's having busloads of kids come in to play the video games. And it's like, he starts to go to promote this to the military, saying, I got a great idea. We can just fly these drones, have the kids control them, they're good at these games, and they'll think they're blowing up fake people in a video game, but fighting a war for us. And here we are. Like, drones are now fighting wars for us. There's a whole lot of drone combat, and it's just getting more and more, and these drones are getting fucking ridiculous, and the things that they can do. And we're not that far from people just sitting around. Yeah, it's going to be like Guardians of the Galaxy, the second one, where it's just a room full of people in little fucking video game pods flying drones out there. The future of war is fun. Oh my god, dude. And like one of the wildest things about this story is I found out that because of treaties and whatnot, because of nuclear treaties and so on and so forth, like every nation that has nuclear weapons, their bombers have to be somehow out in the open. So like it wasn't some sort of spy that figured out where these things were. It wasn't like some sort of espionage or whatever. They just, oh, well, they're there. We know where they are. They're there. We've always known where they are. Send the drones. And the drones went in and fucked them up. It's crazy. So we'll see if now Putin is willing to sit down and have some actual negotiations. You know? Who knows? Maybe some more drones get shipped over there. I don't know. I imagine they're going to be a little bit more rigorous with their shipping companies. But yeah, this wild, huge. It's huge because this could change the tide of the whole thing. Like we could actually get to a point where they're like, all right, look, this costs a lot of money now, and we're just fucking up all of our stuff, and we're never going to be able to beat the Americans if we just keep blowing up all of our stuff with fucking you guys. So, yeah, at some point, I think Putin might be like, alright, I might be willing to deal now because this is getting expensive. You know, hey, this could end shit. That would be awesome. Right? What a coup. Zelensky actually does the move that ends the war himself. Cool. I like that. Apparently the U.S. didn't know anything about this. Don't care. It's a thing that happened. Did it fuck something up? I don't think so. Did it put Zelensky in a better position for his country? Honestly, I think so. Everybody's saying that Putin's talking about throwing around nukes. That shit ain't gonna happen. He knows that if he nukes... Look, every nation knows that if one nuke goes off, everybody's gonna be against you then. Like, that's just it. Like, there's global ramifications for that kind of shit. So, everybody's just going to be against you then. And you're not going to fucking win. And so, I don't buy that he's going to do that shit over some fucking destroyed bombers. I don't think that's going to happen. But, who knows? Sometimes I think the dude just really don't give a fuck, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, I was laughing my ass off, man. I was fucking watching the videos of this thing, just boo. I was howling. Because I'm seeing unmanned craft destroying unmanned craft. I don't know the body count from it. I don't believe there particularly is one. Nobody at all has reported so many were dead. I think that's a plus. I like the idea of the future of war being having drones just go in and fuck up really expensive stuff until the other side goes, all right, look, let's do a ceasefire for a minute here. Like, I like the idea of that. Like, that's kind of cool to me. Like, we can have war where it's just all infrastructure damage and the cost of money, but no longer blood. I like the idea of that. I think that's cool. But, I doubt that's ever going to be a thing. But, you know, we're working towards it. We still have wars. It'd just be a funny thing. Like, I still think that we need to come up with some sort of Olympic-type challenge where it's like, all right, you know, essentially where it would be like more or less an even playing field. And then you kind of just, like, play for your right to be important. Right, you know, like in the Olympics, the U.S. wins all the fucking gold medals, and then China's right after them, Russia's right after them, like, and then it just kind of ticks down from there, and it's like, yeah, these are your fucking rankings. Like, we need something like that. I don't know. Anyways, Ukraine definitely ticked up a notch because they got a fuck ton of drones, and they were able to sneak them across. Man. And like that, another thing of it is, think of that though. They could have really fucked up some shit. Like they broke a bunch of toys. Very, very expensive toys. And they could have killed a lot of people. You gotta say that too. You gotta look at it from that perspective as well. If they were lesser folk, they could have really done some terrible things. They didn't. They broke a bunch of very expensive toys. And, hey, that's kind of cool. So at least I'm not doing a video about a whole bunch of people fucking dying. For once. But, yeah. Here we are. And who'd have thought that the movie that would wind up being, like, closest to reality would be toys. Crazy. Crazy fucking times.